Hello everyone! Welcome to our video lesson on informative, persuasive, and argumentative writing techniques. At the end of this video lesson, you should be able to differentiate informative, persuasive, and argumentative texts. Use a variety of informative, persuasive, and argumentative writing techniques. And write an informative, persuasive, and argumentative text. For your initial task, I'll be giving statements, and on your paper, identify whether the description applies to informative, persuasive, or argumentative text. You will be given 5 seconds to write your final answer. Are you ready? Let's begin.
Number 1. This text is usually 3 paragraphs long. Is it informative, persuasive, or argumentative? If your answer is informative, you are correct. Number 2. This text starts in identifying the topic and your side. Is it informative, persuasive, or argumentative? If your answer is persuasive, you are right. Number 3. This text gets reader to acknowledge that your side is valid and deserves consideration as another point of view. Is it informative, persuasive, or argumentative? If your answer is argumentative, you are correct. Number 4. This text blends facts and emotions in an attempt to convince the reader that the writer is right. Is it informative, persuasive, or argumentative? If your answer is persuasive, you are right. Number 5. This text should have a clear ending. Is it informative, persuasive, or argumentative? If your answer is informative, you are correct.
In this video lesson, you will learn some tips on how to write informative, persuasive, and argumentative texts. I will be using a tabular presentation to show you their similarities and differences.
Number 1 is on purpose or goal. The purpose of informative text is to provide effective explanation of a topic, while persuasive text tries to get a reader to agree with you or your point of view on a particular topic. And the purpose of argumentative text is to get a reader to acknowledge that your side is valid and deserves consideration as another point of view. Number 2 is on basic parts. When it comes to basic parts, informative text, persuasive text, and argumentative text have introduction, body, and conclusion. In informative text, the introduction presents thesis statement. In the body, you need to expound the thesis statement with facts, statistics, statements, and other supporting details. And in the conclusion, you should summarize the main points or restate thesis statement. Let's go to persuasive text or writing. On your introduction, you need to give your position on the topic or issue in a thesis statement. You may begin with a startling fact or a probing question. In the body, you have to develop argument using specific reasons and evidences. And in the conclusion, you should synthesize the information presented in the body of the essay. Restate why the topic is important. Review the main points or the thesis. In the argumentative text or writing, the introduction must outline your topic. You need to provide background information necessary to understand your argument. Also, you have to outline the evidence you will present and states your thesis. By the way, when we say thesis statement, it is a one-sentence summary of your main point and claim. In the body, you have to back up your claims with examples, research, statistics, studies, and text citations. Address opposing points of view and disprove them or explain why you disagree with them. And in the conclusion, in one paragraph, you must restate your thesis and summarize all of the arguments made in your body paragraphs. Number 3 is on general technique. Informative text provides relevant facts or information about a topic by breaking the topic into parts and explain each component in relation to the whole, and uses each component for justification. While on persuasive text, it blends facts and emotion in an attempt to convince the reader that the writer is right. In argumentative text, it offers the reader relevant reasons, credible facts, and sufficient evidence to support the writer has a valid and worthy perspective. Number 4 is on viewpoint. In informative text, writer educates the reader about a topic. While on persuasive text, persuasion has a single-minded goal. It is based on a personal conviction that a particular way of thinking is the only sensible way to think. Here, the writer presents one side, his side. Persuasive writing may include one opposing point. It is then quickly dismissed or refuted. In argumentative text, writer acknowledges that opposing views exist, not only to hint at what a fair-minded person you are, but to give you the opportunity to counter these views tactfully in order to show why you feel that your own view is the more worthy one to hold. Here, the writer presents multiple perspectives, although is clearly for one side. Number 5 is on attitude. In informative text, writer writes to inform readers about a topic and explain its importance. While on persuasive text, persuasive writer wants to gain another vote, so they go after readers more aggressively. Here, the writer writes in more personal, more passionate, and more emotional. In argumentative text, it is simply to get the reader to consider you have an idea worthy of listening to. Here, the writer is sharing a conviction whether the audience ends up agreeing or not.
I guess you are now ready to do your activity. Here are they.
First, you have to write a short informative text that explains to your fellow students about tree planting. The second writing activity that you will be doing is that you have to write a paragraph convincing the public as to why people should connect more with nature. And the third one is you have to choose one statement and use it to begin your paragraph. It is your statement of opinion or argument. Here are the two statements you will choose from. We want peace, we do not want war, or love your neighbor as you love yourself.
We shall now come to the assessment part. On your paper, write true if the statement states truthfulness, and false if it states falsity. You're only given 5 seconds to write your final answer. Let's start.
Number 1. The main purpose of informative writing is to persuade the audience. Is it true or false? The correct answer is false. Good job. Number 2. Argumentative writing tries to change the reader's mind by convincing him or her to agree with the writer's point of view. Is it true or false? The correct answer is true. Very good. Number 3. Persuasive writing is very common in ad campaigns. Is it true or false? The correct answer is true. That's great. Number 4. The basic formula of an argumentative writing consists of introductory paragraph, body, and conclusion. Is it true or false? The correct answer is true. Awesome. Number 5. When writing a text, knowing the audience is not necessary. Is it true or false? The correct answer is false. Very good. Number 6. Examples and evidences give support to every argument. Is it true or false? The answer is true. Amazing. Number 7. To tell a story is the main purpose of an informative text. Is it true or false? The correct answer is false. Good job. Number 8. This statement expresses the main idea of the essay. Is it true or false? The correct answer is true. That's great. Number 9. In informational writing, you will begin with supporting details. Is it true or false? The correct answer is false. Awesome. Last but not the least, number 10. A thesis statement appears at the first paragraph of an essay. Is it true or false? The correct answer is true. Marvelous.
Did you get it all? That's great! I hope you learned something in this video lesson. This is Ma'am Joriel at your service.